If I'm to your left, then you're to my right.
Yeah. That is indeed the way it goes. Rude. No, I see it. Rude. You're a rude individual. You are very rude.
Yo, what is good, people? And welcome. It's your boy Superjaz.
Superjaz. J's on his chest. Yeah.
You ain't gonna keep it going?
I don't know the rest of the song. I know
J's on my feet.
Chest. Did I just say it again?
So get like me, yeah. Something
so
like I don't really know.
If you don't know, how you gonna expect me to keep it going? All I know, I said J's on the chest. I actually expected you to draw the J, but you don't. So yeah.
There you go. Okay. Anyway, it's your boy Superjaz.
Superjaz.
And I'm here with my co-host.
Hey guys, y'all know who it is, what's going on, when it's happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It is I, the sublimely magnificent, big ugly himself, Omari Ellis. Feogrande on YouTube, but I'm here right now. Ready for some more talks. To talk about the stuff that we like to talk about. What are we talking about today, Jess?
Whatever we want.
That's right.
Like I said, Superjaz, SJ, JT, Jazz, whatever you prefer. Usually go by Jazz, but whatever you prefer. But no, welcome to the show, Whatever We Want, where we talk about, as Pete just kind of threw it to me, whatever we want. So, I'm going to talk about what has been on my mind damn near literally, and not just figuratively, all day.
All right.
Your boy got a goddamn headache. So that's why I say pretty much literally on my mind.
Yeah? That's good.
Fucking, how's waking up with a headache and having to work a full 8-hour shift with a headache and then coming home and shaking some of it, but still having and recording a video with a headache. How's that sound?
It sounds about normal.
Sounds normal.
Yeah, dog. I'm
talking to a general manager, so you probably you probably going to wait. I almost said the name of where you worked. Did you hear that shit? It was slipped out.
No, I didn't. But I'm doing fine, and I get it. That does sound like it sucks a lot, though.
Oh yeah, like you see me doing that. That was that. Anyway, but no, I was saying, knowing your ass, within the general manager where your ass work, you probably like, damn, I just got in a really bad accident and lost all feeling in my left leg. Guess I better get me this crutch and limp to work. Fucking general manager, like, fuck that. Fuck that.
Nah, it's better now than it used to be. But like I said, we're here. I hope you can recover from said headache.
I mean, it is what it is. You know what it is?
What's up?
It's because not all of us can have that beautiful, gorgeous Florida weather that you do. So living here in St. Louis, it snowed again.
St. Louis.
And we'll talk about that maybe later on. I said maybe because we might forget. But but the weather in St. Louis, it snowed again. And whenever it snows, my head always gets real cloudy.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you ever had like sinusitis, sinus infection, sinus headache, but I get real like out of it, cloudy.
Gotcha.
Almost like I'm not like okay, wait, what? Huh? Slow down.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I've never had the sinus headache or the sinusitis or any of those things. I've had, with me, it's just I have allergies year round, which is why I hate whenever I get sick, because it always like sneaks up on me, because I'd say like 3/4 of the year, I wake up with a stuffy nose every morning regardless, just because of allergies. So I'll never know when I'm sick, because I'm like, oh, stuffy nose and, cough or whatever because drainage and like that. And then some days it's like, all right, well, it's been like 6 hours now. Either it rained last night and it was super heavy allergies, or I'm sick. And then later it's like, I'm
Oh
sick.
man,
Damn it! I should have known. I can't really talk no more. God fucking damn it.
I get that when it rains really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if it's fresh, well, not like really bad, but if it's not a bad rain, it's like if it's a misty type of rain,
Mm-hmm.
like rain and like real misty.
Yeah.
It could be fresh. I walk out and be like, my head will just be hurting.
Mm.
I done had season allergies my whole goddamn life though, man.
Yeah.
My voice, right? My voice doesn't go as high, like high pitched as like it used to. Not that I ever was able to like really hit a high note,
Mm-hmm.
but
I wish I knew
attempt.
music terms and what the music notes are, so I could make some kind of joke about. Oh, instead of blah, you're whatever one grade of that is above.
I mean, I know music terms, but not enough in the sense to be
Yeah,
able to
to
make
be
a
like
fucking
what a
like
note
joke.
is. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean,
don't know
I
my
know,
music
but I know
notes.
music terms. Yeah, that's honestly learning music a little bit of music first is what helped me when I started trying to rap.
I cheated my
'Cause
way through
I get
choir.
hits.
I didn't learn. I never learned how to read music. I just eared it.
You can definitely you say heard it, but you
Eared.
could
I said I
eared.
eared
I thought you said I heard it. I was like this guy,
it.
but no, you could definitely sing better than my ass. Whether either of us can sing or not, you can sing better than me. So what was I go? What was I talking about? I was talking about seasonality. Yeah, trying to hit high notes, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I used to you know, you play around, you hit a high note, it'll be all good. One time, I don't even remember exactly when. A few years ago, my seasonal allergy shit got so bad because my seasonal allergies manifest itself sometimes running nose, but a lot of times very scratchy ass, like scratchy ass throat. So it got so bad that now I don't know, something happened. I don't know how to fix it, and my voice just can't really try to attempt that high note without getting raspy. Like, let me see. Let me see. See, you hear that? Like, it doesn't want to even attempt to hold it. Mm-hmm.
That's you just
See,
now.
yeah, okay. That probably sounded really lovely to all the people listening.
I can't really sing it myself. But what
Bro, you
was
can
it?
sing better than mine.
Dude, you want to talk about raspy voices and like losing octaves to your voice?
Talk to me.
If it wasn't the CEO, that's a bag from. It was like, let's see, what's that? 2016. Actually, it might have been
Fighting game tournament.
2016. Yeah, we've mentioned it on the thing before. CEO 2016. I'm pretty sure if not 2016, it's 2017. Whichever one I got to do like ring announcing for Mortal Kombat in. Dude, every year I'm always in the like front row and I'm like yelling and stuff. You can see me like on the finals day and stuff like that. And I, lose my voice the next day and stuff. But the year that I had to do the ring announcing and stuff, and then I went to the crowd and was still screaming for like the rest of it, and I got to the point because I'm always trying to be as hype as possible, because I'm trying to let the people at home know what they missing. So
yeah, right.
I just got to a point to where I'm screaming and my head's like hurting in the back of my head after almost everything. I'm like, anyway, doing stuff, getting in the car on the way home, and I think it was one of the songs, but yeah, it was "Holiday" by Green Day. And there's a
on
part,
holiday,
yeah, but like doing the thing, they're like da 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 or whatever that from the.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I usually like to do that, especially if I'm in the car with someone else and they're singing the like normal notes. I try to do the high notes while he's doing that, and I just went like, and I was like, "What?
Oh wait! Nothing
What?
came out.
Wait!" And that's when I realized I'm like, "Oh no, I might have fucked up." Because we like helped break down the ring and stuff, so now I know how a wrestling ring is built and stuff. Like we volunteered to help break it down, but yeah, on the car ride home, we're like singing. It's like I'm like, oh.
You said I might have fucked up.
Oh no!
Next you didn't have to. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, the next day. Hey everybody, how you doing?
Wow.
Oh, God. And anytime I tried to go high, I was just like, And at the time, I had this thing where I liked laughing, just being like, like just the stereotypical annoying kid laugh, and I just, just literally no sound for like until Friday of that week, and Sunday was the CEO. I didn't have 100% of my voice back till Friday. I legit like Tuesday was like, I might have fucked up my voice for the rest of my life for last night, or Sunday.
Wow.
Like that's how scared I was, because
I
I was
guess
missing
so. I guess
entire
so.
octaves that I could not even produce sound for, let alone
Yeah,
like
I
I'm barely doing it. It was just nothing.
I was just about to say I at least can do it, and it'll like get there. It'll just sound raspy or not hold it. You talking about nothing?
Yeah, that was the scariest week of my life. I don't regret any of it though, especially because I have my voice still. So
Yeah. You probably would have regretted it if later on you didn't have a
there's a lot
voice.
of things in my life that I probably would have regretted if I didn't turn out perfectly fine from it.
Shit, we
Stupid
talk about at
decisions at
least one.
parties
Like
and
you have.
stuff.
Oh, so you got any more like stories you could throw at us in that case,
Uh,
or no? And can't think of
um,
nothing.
I told you all the details of it, but let's just say for the people at home, so I don't go full on in detail and mention people's names and stuff. There's one party that involved a shit ton of a homemade energy drink that we would have to dilute with soda water to like with club soda to make it where we can drink it like at a safe capacity. And we were mixing that with alcohol, and halfway through the party I stopped diluting it before mixing it with alcohol. So I was really getting the full on concentrated, and I mean, and when I say homemade energy drink, I mean literal liquid caffeine and like shit tons of B12 and other stuff, as well as Kool Aid. I that was my decision. Anyway,
That
but
was
no,
my get the fuck
no,
out of here.
it made it taste great. It made it taste great because we had it and it was like, this is all right, but what should we do? I'm like, I got some Kool Aid packets, and we did that, and we got the fruity flavor, and it all worked out. But yeah, and of course, real sugar, because you gotta have real sugar, right?
Yeah, let's take something that is gonna make us crazy crash in the first place, and then add something that already just makes you crash. Period.
Look,
Like yeah,
man,
let's take caffeine and mix sugar into it.
look, dog,
Great idea.
it was
This
fantastic.
this is my question though, because yeah, I know the story and I understand why you don't want to tell it because it's too personal
Exactly.
in the sense of everybody would know what we're talking about, people's names, whatever. Even if we take out the names,
Yeah.
it'll still be yeah, I get it. But let me ask you this question, Pete.
All right.
Where in the hell does one find liquid caffeine?
Good question. I didn't buy it.
What the hell does liquid caffeine look like?
Well, it comes in a container. It came in like a white container. I'm pretty sure it was clear, by the way.
Mhm.
But it came in like a white container and had like labels on it, liquid caffeine. Don't fucking drink by itself, type deal, because it was concentrated.
Like
Uh,
syrup.
yeah, kinda. I don't remember the consistency myself. I never fucking poured straight up liquid caffeine into a
What
glass
the
and drank it.
fuck?
Why would I do that? I'm not that stupid. Um,
What? You just dummy enough to mix it with alcohol. But anyway.
Whatever. Alcohol. No, don't listen to me, people at home. I was about to make a joke. I was about to make a joke, and I
You about to
remember
say
I'm
some
on an
dumb
internet
shit.
program, and people will listen to that and believe me. And I'm like,
We ain't got enough like pull and clout yet, but eventually we hope to.
but
So I feel you.
people, you don't need clout. You just need to put it out there. No matter how stupid your opinion is, if someone remotely agrees, they're like, yep, that's it. I've been waiting to hear somebody else say it. But
Right, right. What the fuck? Oh shit.
because like I said, I knew, the whole damn time that people were just trying to hide the truth. Because that's what I mean. But as an American, I know the truth. I know how it is, okay? I know what the conspiracies are and what the conspiracies be, and they ain't going to be conspiracizing me, okay? I know how it goes. I know the way, and I'm going to go the way I want to. I know what I'm talking about no more. It doesn't matter. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then learn to speak what I'm talking about, dang it. But that's how people be sometimes. So, I don't want to give them the wrong
Speaking of fucking hurting my voice, damn, doing that voice real bad, what the fuck?
That one's not nearly as bad. No, if I try to like do something like this for too long, this will fucking do it. Or maybe even if I do like a chipmunk type thing, this really requires like a lot of vocal cords that kind of to be a little bit tense. Now, if I try to combine the two, that's you're just fucking your vocal cords at that point. But
you about to be the breakout star of this episode. You all over the goddamn place.
I can't be the breakout star of this episode. I'm next to you, buddy.
Oh, stop.
Too much charisma.
What was I gonna say? But no, so I got a story for you about fucking like raspy voice and overusing your voice and shit like that.
Hit me.
So I was doing a show, not gonna say the name of the show, although I don't think anybody would care if I did, but still won't. So I was doing a show, and we did 39. First time I had ever done a show of this like magnitude in the sense of the amount of rehearsals and then the amount of shows later.
All right.
Right. So we did, I had to ask off time from work, but I was also prepared to quit my job if need be because, they were thankfully, fortunately, I was being paid, compensated from it. So, and enough for my time, but it was like, I think 4 to 5 days a week, during the month of January, not January, like this year or last year, but January a few years ago. It was 4 to 5 days a week during 1 month. They were going to give us at like 6 to 8 hours a day every time we met. That's when we were rehearsing for like a whole month. Mm-hmm. So 4 to 5 days a week, 6 to 8 hours a day during this month. We rehearsed our asses off, right?
All right.
Then come the next month, February, we did 39 shows in 1 month.
Mm.
Now the shows was about 75 minutes-ish. I want to say maybe 90, but about 75 minutes. But most of the shows were done like, Monday through Friday for schools. And then eventually they opened it up to do shows for the public. So they did like Friday night, Saturday night, and then Sunday day shows for the public after they had done like 2 weeks Just Kids. So it got to a point where after we did the 2 weeks Just Kids, Monday through Friday, then we were doing Monday through Saturday, I think. So then we were doing Monday through Saturday daytime, and then you'd have Fridays and Saturdays. We do 2 shows.
Mm.
Friday break, like during the day on Friday break, and then come back and do a show at night. Or the same Saturday and then Sunday we had like an afternoon show. So it was the first time I had ever done any show with that type of like schedule, right?
Yeah.
Man, I did a show after we had done so many of them, like let's say 15, maybe 15. It's like, or halfway through, whatever halfway through is, right? I fucking got on that stage, and oh my God, everything came out. I acted right, acted like the character right, and all this shit. I remember I talked. And I just, well, what are we gonna do? I can't even do it, but it was like the whole like, well, we should go do so and so and so and so. I'm on stage, bruh. Now I acted through it, and I don't think anybody in the audience really knew. But I remember my co-star in that scene at that time. Dude looked at me like, he gave me the like, what the fuck? Yeah. I saw a ghost face because he was just like, holy shit, like what the fuck, Jazz? The hell, And I mean, I think I did maybe 3 shows where my voice was just shot, and I just had to act as if nothing was wrong. But I did at least like probably 15 to 20 shows, and I was just like, yeah. But part of the problem was too, as much as I had learned up until that point as an actor about how to project your voice, how to speak for the stage, shit like that, I had not necessarily learned about conserving your voice.
True.
So if I get on stage and I gotta yell, I might just fucking say fucking yell. But I didn't necessarily think about sometimes yell, sometimes yell in a certain way, don't put as much on it, blah, stuff like that.
full on
Because
voice control and stuff like that.
if you gotta do 39 shows and you give 100%, you want to give 100% in the character and the embodiment of it. But if you give 100% in the vocal tonality for every show, some of those shows you're gonna fuck yourself up.
And especially if you're not on you're not doing whatever you need to do to correctly like preserve it.
And that I was not at the time. Fuck no.
Me
I
neither.
didn't have a lot of teens watching Yale, but yeah. Oh, you did it? Have you done that before too?
I've never had a show that had to do 39 performances, but I'm saying in general on times. That day that I fucked up my voice and I was like, and just screwed for a week, I sure as hell didn't do the right shit then. I've never got, like I said, that was either 2016 or 17. And obviously 18, 19, would have been 20. I want to say it was 2016 because I'm pretty sure there's been 3 CEOs since that I tried it. That I've been to. And I never got to that point again because I probably had more to drink and stuff like that. But that day it was literally just go mode, time to be hype. And it's not like it's not like I didn't try. Either my vocal cords leveled up because of that, or I just did shit right the other years.
It's really all about learning how to do shit right, man. That's one thing that you definitely learn. Like, okay, so when you act, like, for me at least, I learned from acting and rapping. Not only was like there were a lot of differences, but one of the differences was the difference with vocal projection and whatnot. Like when I rap, I definitely always, I'm not one of the people where I gotta like be told constantly hold the mic up. I do that. But I have to remember sometimes, because I'm so used to always being on stage as an actor and pushing my voice and speaking full, that you still want to speak with a full voice, but you ain't got to push the volume out if I'm rapping with the mic right here. Like, because rappers always hold the mic right here, which I do too. Yeah. But if the mic is right here, why am I speaking so, like, you ain't got to do that all the time necessarily.
That is definitely a problem I have as well with, like, well, it's because we come from stage acting, I'm pretty sure, where you naturally, I'm on stage, I need to project. But if I got the microphone in my hand, I don't really need to go so hard on the projection because the microphone's taking care of the projection.
Exactly.
But that's a problem I've always, like, had, like, when I'm specifically on stage with a microphone. And that's probably why I fucked up my voice that one day, because like I said, I was doing the ring announcing thing, and I'm still like, ah! And rather than lower my voice because I had the microphone, I would move the microphone back. And still go full power. Which
that sounds about right. Not just because of like you, but that just sounds about right. That like in the moment you're not thinking.
Yeah, I'm like, you're just like, the microphone. I'm gonna sound bad if I got the microphone here and I'm yelling. Let me move this back and yell, as opposed to say something loudly but quietly. That makes any sense?
No, it does. Wait. Let me think. Loudly.
Well, it's kind of like a stage whisper, but not a stage whisper.
I was trying to find the best way to explain it, akin to what you just said, is stage whisper, but not a stage whisper, right? Because the biggest thing that you really need when it comes to a lot of performing art type stuff is just believability, conviction. That's all. You just got to make it. You got to make it believable that when I'm acting, I'm the character, and it's believable that I'm whoever blah 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 is. You got to make it believable that when I'm rapping, that I believe what I wrote.
Exactly.
That's all. Like if you listen to somebody like Snoop Dogg, right? Snoop Dogg, when he raps, Snoop don't always rap like attacking like some DMX shit. You know what I'm saying? But when Snoop raps, you still believe everything Snoop said. He just got the conviction in what he's saying. Snoop can get right up on the fucking microphone like this and then just whisper that shit, baby.
Yeah, dog, sniggity diggity.
It's Big Snoop Dogg. big balls. I don't know why I said he had big balls. It's getting weird already.
Don't go causing no drama, homie. Because, we already got so much drama in the LBC. That's why it's so hard being Snoop D-O double G.
I hear you somehow, some way, keep coming up with funky ass shit like every single day.
May I stop doing this so we don't get copyright stricken?
I was about to get into it too. You saw me like,
oh yeah, I was too. Like when I did the May, I was like, May I, and I'm like, oh wait, let me back up. Snoop's godlike. By the way, Snoop's so godlike,
Snoop
he
is
can
the
do
man.
theme songs for wrestlers in AEW and WWE at the same time.
Who did he do one for in the AEW?
Right now he's on Cody Rhodes' theme song because they have the Go Big Show
That's
thing
dope.
together.
That's dope.
So he's on Sasha Banks' theme song in WWE.
He had to do Sasha though, because Sasha's his cousin, so he had to do it.
Well, he didn't have to.
You know what I mean?
But I'll move on. But yeah, that's funny.
I don't even know what that means.
Don't worry about it. But yeah, no, I just got done watching AEW before we got on here earlier. It was all right. Some interesting stuff. It was better than NXT this week, though I did laugh at the Cameron Grimes thing.
The fact that you're really watching NXT, I can't tell you a goddamn thing that's happening.
I can tell you more than you could tell me, but I pay more attention to AEW on Wednesdays. But commercial breaks, I switch to NXT. I care less. There's a few people I like on there, but that's just because with the majority of the people I like on there just fall into the archetype that I like, which is people that are just mad all the fucking time.
You always talk about just liking people who are mad all the time. So,
I do.
Honestly, since I've known you, right, and I've known you since I was 7, and I'm about to be 30 in like what 2-3 days.
Jesus.
Since I've known, I'm be 30 Friday and it's Wednesday. So if you count today, 3. If you don't, 2. Anyway, but no, since I've known you, always say that, and I get the whole liking the mad people thing because that's true. I don't really see you as a always mad person.
I'm a happy person.
I see you as maybe a
people keep telling me that, but then I have a moment that they're like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Yeah, I told you, I'm not a happy person."
Well, I was gonna say, I'll say this. Now, and we can edit this little bit out if you want me to, if it's too much. But are we going down a road? Let's just pivot. But I see you as maybe a negative thinking person sometimes.
Oh, definitely. Okay. People call me a pessimist. I call myself a realist.
There's well, I don't know how thin that line is, but there's a line. I don't say thin. That line might not be that thin, but there is a line between.
If there's a line there, I haven't memorized it. So, and I'm pretty good at memorizing lines. So I don't know if there's a line there. Hey, don't knock my line memorization skills. That's gotten me way too video. That's the main reason I had an acting career in high school. Like that's how I got cast in my first play because
you can memorize lines.
My drama teacher or / mentor in high school, he always over exaggerated the story, but apparently his memorization of my first audition is I walk up there, they give you the little script to like do things, and he's like, "All right, it was for Rebel Without a Cause, and I was supposed to be the character Plato," and he's like, "But I go on stage, and I'm like, so who am I reading?" He's like, "You're Plato." Okay, and he's like, and then he just looked at the script, put it down, and then didn't look at it again. He just had his lines memorized for the whole time he was on stage for the audition, and I'm like.
That sounds fucking so unbelievable.
Was not what I did.
If that was the truth, oh my God.
And if it was, it's because I had like 3 lines to say.
Okay.
Like if that happened, I'm telling you why it would have happened, but I'm with you. That sounds like some old bullshit.
I mean, now it is possible that you like looked at it for like a minute and like barely looked at it and didn't have to look at it.
Now, throughout my high school or most of my acting things that I've had, I tried to make sure and make it an emphasis to be off book. One of, if not the first person off book. And I generally have that. And even if I'm not fully off book for the whole thing, if they're like, "Hey, we're practicing this scene this day," I'm off book for that scene by that first practice, or
That's
or as
good, man.
close to it as can be, and like looked at the script like twice, and they're like, "Damn, man, you already." Hey, man, I'm a professional.
That's
And
good though.
what was it in
That's like really
college?
that's better than good.
In college, I suck at school. I was a procrastinator. Don't procrastinate. But in college, one summer, I went back to St. Louis and took a summer class over at Forest Park
Horse Park.
involving acting, and the final project was a monologue, and I procrastinated that shit till an hour before I had to do
A monologue. Okay, not to come off like I'm talking down to anybody. I don't want to make it sound that way, but for those of you who don't know what a monologue is, you know how when the person in the play talks for a long, extended period of time without interruption, just them, where it's just like seems like a page or two of just text. That is a monologue where they're talking for at least 2 to 5 minutes or ish, something like that,
I crammed
without
that shit to the
interruption.
last minute. I was like,
What the
literally,
hell?
like, I got to the school like an
What
hour
the
or two
wow?
before I was
Wow.
supposed to do this thing for the teacher, and I'm like, oh shit, all right, just focus on memorizing. All right, deliver this line here, and the last line, because it was a guy who explaining why he cheats or whatever, and like at the end of the day, he's like talking about him cheating with some waitress, and he's like, "My little waitress doesn't do this. My little waitress doesn't do that. My little waitress doesn't blah blah blah." And I remember the last line is, "My waitress doesn't make me feel like a goddamn dog with a bowl of goddamn doggerel." And
Somebody gonna look that up and find out what the scene was. Anyway.
please, I want to remember what it was. So I can
Word.
but goddamn doggerel, and I'm like, if there's chairs in the class. If I can use the chair as a prop, I'm totally gonna knock the shit out of that chair when I say goddamn doggerel. And I did, and the teacher was like, damn, all right. And I got an A and E.
That's what's up.
Don't be like me though. Learn your shit before.
Yes. I have, unfortunately, not for like a class or so, but I have like for rehearsals and shit like that. Not for the show. Oh my god, I would never. Let me not say never. Never say never. And let me not say I never have, because it's possible I did in the past and don't remember. But I would not wait until the last second to memorize my lines for a show.
Oh no,
like a performance.
Again, like I said, for shows and performances, I try to be off book before everybody else.
But there have been times where for rehearsals, honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, for pretty much almost every rehearsal that I've done, I have pretty much waited until like much later than I should have to memorize my lines. I mean, I've done quick little stuff that where the lines weren't a lot to memorize and stuff like that, and I memorized my lines for like a few hours before the first rehearsal. And he's like, "We're gonna be off book by this time." Didn't look at it the whole time I had it, however long I had it. Now I'm gonna look at them. I've had shows where it's like, okay, everybody, this show has a lot of lines in it in this like play. So we're gonna give you the script about 2-3 months in advance, so you can start getting a leg up for when you come in to the first rehearsal. Didn't look at my lines until maybe the day before. Yeah, I'm bad about that. But I always said, and I'm better. I mean, it's a learning process, and I definitely grew through my 20s, and I'm definitely gonna keep on growing, through my 30s as far as my passions and whatnot. But I always said, and maybe you with me on this, it is amazing that I can memorize my lines fast, because I surprised myself with my memory. But one of the worst things to happen with me memorizing my lines so late is that I found out that I can memorize my lines so late.
That's why that final thing happened for me, because it was procrastination / at the same time I wanted to test myself.
Now, see, I don't be doing it to test myself.
No, I'm saying
I do
a
it
little
because
bit
I'm a
of
lazy
that. I'm
motherfucker.
like, damn, I am too. But I was like, nah, I think I got this. You know what? Let's see. I think if I get there, like, all I need to do is get there like an hour or two. My memorization's godlike. I got this. And I had it. I wouldn't do it again nowadays, you know. I can't ensure that the last minute memorization of a monologue is a thing I can do nowadays.
A monologue is different, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Nuts.
Nowadays, I'm not sure I could do that. But hell, I think I did that in the summer conservatory thing too, because I had to, because they had like and I did it. It was for the St. Louis Black Rep when I was like 17 or 18, like the summer before 18. So summer before I went to college.
I hope I get to act with the Black Rep one day.
So do I. Well, yeah, but they had like the summer conservatory to teach kids how to teach kids or get kids into acting and stuff like that. And they had like a little talent show sometime during it, where you could pick what you want to do, sing, dance, monologue. And, you know, people vote on who they thought were finalists and stuff. I ended up getting second place at it to a chick who was a much better actor than me. And I'm not even shitting on myself. She did a damn good job.
But that's dope that you got second.
Yeah, I made it to the finals. Actually, did I get second or did I win? I think I thought I should have lost.
Dang.
And the reason I say this is we had, you know, stuff we prepared for our performances. And then they were like, we can't decide, come back tomorrow or come back the next day or whatever the next thing was, and we'll do something else. And she came back. And most people that got the comeback thing, or like the finalists, they did like either the same thing or in the case of the actress, she did her same monologue, but with a completely different tone. Like, I think once it was like a funny monologue, and the next time it was super serious, tragic, like, she showed her range on how she could do this. Me, I memorized a different monologue altogether. So I don't remember if I still lost, because we both showed our range of stuff that we could do.
I was about to say that shows skill.
Because I crunch timed a completely different monologue.
Right.
She took the one she had and did it in an entirely different light, still convincingly, still very damn well. That's why I was like, if I lose, I deserve it. She's really good, but I think I won. I'm not sure. But
your story was going somewhere before you went out that way. I forget the different direction before we pivoted, and I kind of wanted to hear it, but oh well, never mind. I don't know, man. It's not that serious. It's not that serious.
Bottom line is, we actors, we act.
I love acting, bro.
But I
can't believe you did a whole monologue, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what were you gonna say?
Back to the whole liking angry characters thing. No, I just
okay.
I just
that was this whole random pivot.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right, you see this poster behind me, folks at home. Dragon Ball Z. You see this guy here, my favorite character in the series. I don't think anyone would ever accuse him of being a happy person. Right above him is a kid who, at the particular time in the series that he was in, he wasn't really that happy of an individual either. He tried to be pacifist, but it's Gohan for people at home who don't know. Right. At that time, he's been pacifistic the whole time, and he's kind of a whiny, annoying thing, every other thing. But that time, he was like right at his like teen angst and stuff. And if he got mad, he's one of the strongest characters in the series. And for me, as someone around that age, when I first saw it, someone who got stronger off of being angry, and that actually made them stronger. That. I just adhere to that. I'm like, thank goodness, you know, blah, 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 you know, because that's also why I ended up liking the Hulk. Because like I said, I had a lot of
I was just about to ask you what you thought about the Hulk in that case. I love
me some Hulk. You see, they're right there. Hulk hands.
Little green thing in the background. You can
that's a Hulk fist.
That is
the foam like Hulk hands. I got those for Christmas one year. So that was cool. Next to another thing that like Dragon Balls. Right there, that's like a collection of 7 like small Dragon Ball things. Anyway, so yeah, I just like angry characters. One of my favorite video game series is God of War. Kratos, definitely.
Kratos is angry.
No one would describe Kratos as being a happy person.
As being a happy, jolly person to be around. The fuck.
Whatsoever. So, like I said, I just like those characters because they're simple. Like they do have depth. A lot of angry characters have some depth to them, but at the end of the day, they don't necessarily need it because you still get the thing across from it. And in like pro wrestling, there's always your charismatic characters that you like because of reasons, but then there's characters like your Braun Strowmans, who the Braun versus like Braun in general actually, he's just mad. He's just a dude. He's in a bad mood, and he's gonna take it out on somebody. And if taking it out on somebody involves flipping an ambulance over on top of them or pulling a set down, it's just great. It's like
which is what happened for y'all who don't know.
And I mean, his theme music literally starts with him going, Burn! It's like Jesus Christ.
So in that case, okay. So what? Okay, how do you feel about Akuma?
Akuma from Street Fighter?
Yeah.
Goki, he's cool.
Isn't he mad? Isn't he always mad?
He's mad very often. Like I said, he's cool.
Heihachi.
I don't play either of those characters because I can't, but I like them.
Voldo from Soul Calibur? No, I'm joking.
Voldo, nah. Cervantes, however.
Cervantes is, and you would whoop some ass with Nightmare, and Nightmare is pretty fucking just angry. So
Cervantes, Nightmare, yeah. I don't know. I gravitate toward angry people, and you mentioned like how can you watch NXT or whatever? And it's because they got people like Tommaso Ciampa. That dude is always in a fucking bad mood.
Always mad.
And his theme song just constantly yells, "No one will survive," like as he's coming down to the ring. And it's all right. Sorry, this used to be a wrestling podcast, and this ain't always.
Oh, wrestling talk is happening,
but whatever. Look, it's what I want to talk about right now. So.
Whatever we want.
One of these things I like in pro wrestling is this concept that I've been going over with people recently about red flags. And by red flags, I'm talking like, let's say you're in that universe. You know, you're a wrestler. You're thinking, all right, I'm good. You know, I may not be the shit, but I can step in the ring with just about anybody. And you getting ready to you know, you're in the ring ready for your opponent. And then their entrance comes off. And then something about their interest just sets off a red flag for you where you're like, I done fucked up. Now, there are numerous people out there that do shit like this. Undertaker, giant red flag. I done fucked the hell up. If you see that coming toward you, I made some kind of wrong choice.
And the lights go out.
Yeah, and did you see that? I made some kind of wrong choices to be in the ring with this guy. And not everybody has, you know, Undertaker things. Hell, Brock Lesnar, you know, that shit. It's like, oh god, here he
fucking
comes.
Kane, the like music hit and the fucking like, yeah.
And then you got Ciampa with it. No one will survive.
Yeah, that's funny.
All right,
time to get the fuck out of the ring.
But you want real red flags because I didn't know much about this Karrion Kross guy.
I heard that name. I don't know nothing about him. I just
all right. So his entrance is something that's semi-Undertaker like, because it gets all dark and shit, and you get like this thing, this lady in the back, the end is here, and then this lady dressed, you know, her name is Scarlett. She's like doing some speech like, the end is here. She's like giving some like speech as she's going down to the ring, and then she gets to this end and she's like, the end is here. Fall and pray. Fire starts coming up. Fall and pray. I'm like, red flag, fall and pray. Yeah. Smoke everywhere, and then he just shows up behind her, and you just hear in the background, fall and pray, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, why would you want to go against this thing right here? This is like red flags incarnate. I'm crying with laughter just at like the idea.
I need to see that. Apparently, I've heard that dude's name. Like I said, I haven't seen.
He likes to say TikTok, like Killer Croc. Which I think in one of the indie scenes he went by Killer Croc at one point. But he does do a TikTok thing now. He's like, the end is coming. TikTok. He's not a happy person at the end of the day. There's a lot of not happy people.
So you're a fan of him?
Yes. He's not a happy person.
So, anyway. So were you a fan of Kid Buu and Cell?
Cell, yes. Kid Buu, I don't hate him. He's hilarious to
Super
me.
Super
Super
Boo seemed
Buu,
Super Boo was
bad too.
angry.
When
He was angry.
back in the day, not so much. Looking at them now, yes, they're not my favorite characters in the series. I already mentioned who that is. But yeah, it's Vegeta for people who can't tell what I'm talking about.
Right.
But no, like generally, that's just characters I like. But like I said, NXT is like flip. Oh, Ciampa's on. Let's see what Ciampa's talking about. Because he's like teamed up with this angry former MMA dude, Timothy Thatcher, right now. That decided to fight the dude you might know as Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle
in a fight pit match, and Matt Riddle kicked out his fucking teeth, and Timothy Thatcher still won that match. And he gives no fuck, he's still like missing teeth now, and so he's mad. And him and Ciampa had some matches where they just beat the shit out of each other, including another fight pit match, which Thatcher won again. And then they were like, you know what? I respect that guy. We've been beating each other's asses for months. Let's be a tag team. And I'm like, oh god. All right, let's see how the happy people are doing this week.
How the happy people are doing.
They're so happy.
All right,
happy
so
people. Anyway,
I didn't want to stop you. No, okay. So this is a poor segue. Mm-hmm. I don't know when this is going to air, but I want to talk a little bit about it just because at the moment it's at least topical because it just happened. The Super Bowl. Now, I'm a casual fan. I'm a casual fan. I like football. I don't follow football, so I don't really keep up with it. I know some people's names, not everybody. I don't follow teams. I didn't know the Bucks and Chiefs were going to make it. I just happened to be like, oh, okay. I heard like maybe a week or two out, the Bucks and Chiefs were going to be there. Oh, okay. Oh, shit. Okay, cool. Of course, I'm from St. Louis, so if the Chiefs won, that would have been great. But I didn't necessarily care who won. I just wanted to see a good game. I didn't get what I wanted. But going into it, Pete, what's your thoughts on the Super Bowl, man? You ain't got no thoughts except the hiss. That's it.
First off, I didn't even bother watching the game because
really, why not? Because Brady.
2020, worst year ever. Yeah. Obviously, the football season from 2020 was going to have the worst possible outcome, and it did. And
you just didn't like it because of Brady, I guess, right?
I utterly despise that man.
That's what I was saying.
Now, kids at home, you should never
this
wish,
motherfucker.
Never wish.
I don't know what you about to say
on anybody, unless it's Mr. Four Names himself, number 12 of the now Buccaneers, formerly of the New England Patriots, or any other New England Patriots, especially the coach. Fuck all of them. And that.
Four names.
Thomas Edward Patrick Brady.
I got 4 names. What you got? Probably people 4 names, motherfucker.
Nigga, is you number 12 of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Not currently.
Did you hear the other details I put in there?
Not currently. No. Look, no. I was gonna say real quick.
Jazz, if you ever ended up playing football for the New England Patriots, I just would probably wait till you stop to talk to you again.
so basically, you're saying we wouldn't stop being best friends.
We've been friends for like 30 years, but I'm like, look, man,
you would just not be my friend for the time being.
I got a reputation, or better yet, we'd be friends, but I'd hope you like bomb tremendously until you got off of that team.
I'd be like, hey man, you want to come to my game, and you would come to my game but root for the other team.
I'll also put it this way. I had employees. We mentioned I was a general manager, and I told my employees, I was like, look, not this year, because like I said, I wasn't really involved with that kind of shit. But a couple years ago, I was talking to them. I'm like, if y'all don't remember anything about me years down the line, I want y'all to know that I hate the Patriots. I want you, and I was talking to 2 people that are roommates. I'm like, you 2 are going to be talking to each other, friends later. You're going to be like, years down the line, hey, you remember Omari? Yeah, that guy really hated the Patriots. I think he might have been black. I'm not sure, but I know he hated the Patriots.
I think he might have been black.
I think he might have been black. I'm not sure, but I know he hated the Patriots.
They barely were. Like,
Yeah,
are you sure he was even a he?
Yeah, I think Omari might have been black.
Right. What was
They're
I
like,
gonna say?
no, we're gonna remember that you got real mad and like you would flip out at random times. Not random, only when you really pissed me off.
But no. I was gonna say real quick for y'all, and then my boy Pete Omari, he can get back to what he was talking about. But no, I was gonna just give those of y'all not from St. Louis. Everybody in St. Louis that is into football, it is pretty much a custom to hate the Patriots, to hate Tom Brady and hate the Patriots. Now, I would say, again, casual fan, but I would say a lot of that stemmed from not just the winningness of the Patriots, but back when the Rams went against the Patriots, and we still mad at that game because we all feel the outcome should have been different. But that being said, what are you gonna say, Pete?
To go with your point, that's where it started for me.
That's where it started. I just wanted to get some backstory.
Nowadays, I'm at the point, and I've been at this point for a while, where I don't like any of the Boston sports teams. I hate the Patriots. I hate the Red Sox. I hate the Patriots. I hate the Celtics. I hate the Patriots. I hate the Bruins. And if you hadn't guessed yet, I hate the Patriots.
I'm telling y'all, it's the same thing.
Initially, I only hated the Patriots and Red Sox because of them winning the 2 championships in the early 2000s. You know, if I'm being entirely honest. Now, with the shit coming out later about the Spygate and the other shit, that's whatever. But I didn't realize until 2019, the Stanley Cup Finals, that according to the article that I saw, and I'm not going to dig further than I needed to, St. Louis and Boston are the only 2 cities in America to battle each other in the finals of all 4 of the major the 4 major U.S. sports.
Rams, Patriots,
football, Rams, Patriots,
Blues,
Bruins,
Cardinals, Red Sox,
and way back when, during the era, the St. Louis Hawks fought the Celtics. Fought and beat once the Bill Russell Celtics.
Wow.
So St. Louis and Boston. And by the way, since that, with the exception of that, and the 2019 Blues Bruins game, St. Louis has spent 40 years being Boston's bitch in sports. Just always lost. Wow. And I'm like, I thought I just hated them because of guilty by association, but no.
Right.
As a St. Louis sports fan, no, I just hate that city's sports teams in general. These motherfuckers, the Bruins, let's talk about them. They swept. Okay. All right, so the Blues, Cubs of hockey, everybody fucking knows that.
They still won. One.
Well, so did the Cubs recently, but so the Blues, as I call them, the Cubs of hockey, they probably aren't, but I'm also not a big hockey fan. I'm a Blues fan because I'm from St. Louis, but if you're going to be like, oh yeah, but what was their score last night? How many triple OTs did it go to? I don't fucking know.
Make your point, bro. What the fuck?
Okay, so the Blues, one of the reasons I didn't get into hockey with the Blues is they had a good 27-year playoff streak without a single Stanley Cup Finals appearance. And I was what the fuck's the point of watching that, right? And I didn't realize they hadn't been to the Stanley Cup Finals since the 60s, and where they went against the Bruins and got swept. And outside of their fucking stadium, they have a fucking statue to some dude that was the goalie during that series, where he made a save to stop a puck from going in. Now, obviously the goalie is legendary for them or whatever. Give him a statue. But the play you decided to choose was a save he made in a series that was a 4-0 sweep. So it didn't even fucking matter. You chose an inconsequential. Inconsequential ass play just to put a middle finger up to St. Louis. So you know what? Fuck the Bruins. So I was so happy. Because the first full hockey game, I watched a little bit of that. I watched a little bit of each game in that series, but I had work and stuff, GM life. But the first full game I watched of NHL hockey was that Game 7. Let me tell you, I have not been that fucking happy and excited in my life. The fact that it was a Boston team made it so much more sweet. I was just like with like 2 minutes left to
This
go.
motherfucker.
Like my roommate was talking to his girlfriend, like, just look over there. Yeah, fucking jumped, hurt my knee even further. I was
Wow. I'm not a big sports guy, so of course St. Louis pride. I love that the Blues ended up winning, but for me, I wasn't like, oh my god, the Blues! Ah! But no, what was I gonna say? No, let's get back to the game though. So, what did you think of the game, man? You ain't got nothing to say for real besides
about this year's Super Bowl.
This year's Super Bowl.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, that's right. You did say that.
I didn't watch it because it was.
That's my fault.
I figured the worst would happen, and it did. Like, because especially once Kansas City, as good as their offense is, once it turned out that their offensive line, they're like two or three of their offensive starters were injured. I'm like, well, Kansas City doesn't have a defense, Tampa Bay does. And with Kansas City having no offensive line, Kansas City's not going to be able to do anything. Defense wins championships, not offenses. I don't know the last offense that did win a championship. So
the last show on turf? No, I don't know.
And even that took a last-second defensive play.
Oh, the Mike Jones save at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, who? Anyway,
Jake Moans.
Jake Moans. Oh, it's Mike Jones. Anyway,
the fuck? Anyway, okay. What would you say?
I said, no, it's Mike Jones. Anyway, so yeah, and then sure enough, it happened, and then everybody was constantly talking the next day, Brady this, Brady that, and then eventually, you just keep hearing people talk about it, and you just gotta go, ooh, I do not give a fuck, and just like yell at people, and yeah.
Go ahead. I was just saying, it's just. I was gonna ask what you thought, but I forgot that you did say before we went down that whole road. That's how much I be in the moment. I be forgetting past moments that we said.
Congratulations to the city of Tampa.
But what I was gonna say was what you thought about the weekend's halftime show, but I guess you didn't see it.
I didn't see that either. I played Madden all day and then watched some. I don't know.
He played Madden instead of watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
the hilarious irony of that is so funny to me.
My homie Andrew invited me over. We were like, just food, booze, and maybe Madden. No Super Bowl. And
neither one of y'all wanted to watch the Super Bowl.
No, he hates Brady too. He's a Dolphins fan. He's had to deal with Brady for like being in the same division for the past like 30 years. That's funny. So why would he?
I watched it with Ibn, and we were watching it, man. And my brother, for y'all who don't know, was on the last episode. But I watched it with Ibn, and I didn't have work the next day till 4 p.m. So we stayed up all night and all that shit. But I watched it with him. We watching it, man, and Patrick Mahomes. It just showed just how good of a quarterback he is, and it showed just how bad his line was. Because this man's O-line, it's like you were saying, a lot of their starters on the line were injured. This man's line was getting blown through just ridiculously, like an exaggerated amount of blown through every hike. Ibn told me Patrick Mahomes, because of him trying to shake rushes,
800 yards.
I thought he said 400 in that game. He rushed like 400 yards in that game. Patrick Mahomes, a quarterback, ran for 400 yards?
Just running away.
Just trying to run away, not trying to scramble. Just running away from defenders. This man, they would do shit like they would hike the ball, and then he would run around trying not to get tackled. Eventually, sometimes he got sacked. They would do shit like he gets sacked for a loss of yards. They'd have to start 23 yards back. This man would throw the ball for like 15. It's like, ooh, yay, that's a first down. If we weren't 23 yards back from the line of scrimmage. Wow. Like, it was like, god damn. I think, what was the final score? It was like fucking 9 to like fucking 38 or some 35, some shit like that. I was like, y'all motherfuckers couldn't even make 10 points? Y'all couldn't even get double digits. And I mean, I know you don't give MVP to the losing team, but the MVP on the Chiefs, aside from Patrick Mahomes, is the kicker because every point they got on that board was field goals. That shit was looking
I would
biznad.
love to see that. A team win the Super Bowl just
With
field
just field
goaling
goals.
somebody to death, and they have
Just
to
field
give the
goals.
kicker the MVP.
Bruh, that would be crazy. Could you imagine? Could you imagine the MVP of the game is the kicker? Has that ever happened? I don't know.
No.
I'm not gonna Google it right now. But that's dope. But nah, man. All in all, and like I
If
said,
it ever does, I hope it's like the Ravens make it to the Super Bowl, and that Justin, who I had Justin Tucker, who my roommate and I call Jazz Tucker because it's Jay Tucker or whatever. No reason for real. It's just we thought of a name that started with J. Jazz sounds like it'd be a cool name. So yeah, we call him Jazz Tucker because he's a real good player. So don't look at me all mad. We call him that affectionately. I hope it's him. I also had him every season I can in fantasy football. Ever since some other guy I know auto-drafted him one year, and it made him make his way to the finals, despite the fact that the guy didn't touch his team at all. And the guy probably also picked him because his initials was also Jay Tucker.
I half understood what that last little bit meant.
You.
I think I got it. No, I got it. I got it. I got the whole thing, but it was like the last like 4 sentences where I was like, fuck. But anyway. So all I'm gonna say was too, all in all, real quick before we close this out, the halftime show. The halftime show with The Weeknd, I at first was not sold on it because I thought it was weird that in a whole stadium, granted they were social distancing, all 6 feet apart and all that stuff for everybody, that The Weeknd, he was not in the center of the field the whole time. He was at one end of the stadium. So I thought it was so weird that he was at one end. So like if these people down here wanted to see him, instead of if they didn't want to look at the screen, they had to turn around and look up.
Yeah.
And then the people all the way at the other end looking down, seeing dots. But I did like he went back and like behind this like stage for a second in this room with all these mirrors, had the camera with him, and he's like had all these dancers and they bumping into him. So it was like kind of cool seeing like him trying to sing with everybody bumping into him. That was cool. And since of course they didn't want the field mobbed with people because what's going on, they had the field instead full to the brim from end zone to end zone with dancers all kind of dancing. They opened up. He danced in the center, sang his little stuff, whatever. So I was like, that's cool. If you can't have the field full of an audience, fill the field with dancers. So that was dope. So the epicness of some of it was cool. It was a little weird for some of it, but anyway. But I mean, The Weeknd stuff is on the radio enough as far as like being censored, and his stuff is like digestible for a full audience, that the fact that he's got the biggest song I think ever, like charting wise, it made sense to put the man as a halftime show whether you like his music or not.
Which I only really only know / like 2 of his songs, Starboy and the other one that's on the radio now, the one that sounds like an 80s song.
Blinding lights, but no. All right. With that being said, everybody,
gonna cut you up. Something like that. I don't know the words, but
I do know the words. I do know the words to this outro, or at least I know what words I'm going to say in it somewhat. Right. So that being said, y'all, I hope you all like this show. My apologies on the fact that my energy is low. I can kind of see myself as we're recording it, and I'm like, man, my energy in some of these parts is low. My apologies. Like I said, I had a little bit of, as my friend Jeremy would call it, a headache. I think it's so funny that this dude says headache and not headache. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I had a headache. Still wanted to record and get it out to you. So you know what? 3rd time's a charm. As far as this being episode 3, we didn't record this 3 times. This is the 3rd take. I don't know why I said 3rd time's a charm. I do know why, but okay. I'm getting tripped over my words in the fucking show, Jazz. All right. That being said, I'm glad you all liked it. I apologize for my energy being low, got the headache going and whatnot. But if you would like to find your boy Superjaz, then you can go ahead. I normally have more energy than I do right now. I say that much. I talk about my energy so much, everybody gonna look back through it and be like, "Yeah, fuck this guy."
Oh, you
But
need
anyway,
energy for that? So if you want to find your boy Superjaz, how's that for energy? Does that help? Does that help energize? There's a smile. Gave you some
this is
kind of
how
energy.
I know I'm out of it. I'm stumbling over my words like crazy in this outro. But no, if you want to find your boy Superjaz, you can find me. Go ahead and find me on Facebook. That is Superjaz, all one word, lowercase j, Superjaz on Facebook. Like the page. You can go ahead, check me out on Twitter, Superjaz2. That is Superjaz number 2 on Twitter. And then you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram, and that would be Forever Superjaz. Forever spelled correctly, Superjaz spelled the same way that it was spelled previously. And you can go ahead and check out my debut EP that I am rapping from time to time. It is under the name Too Much Free Time. That is everywhere that you stream music. And keep looking out for my secret identity, which will be the debut album. ALP, what's up?
Hey, y'all know where y'all can find me. Obviously, you can find me here on the Whatever We Want podcast. You can also find me on YouTube. At YouTube, I'm under feogrande, Feogrande, all one word. Also on twitch.tv/Giotavi, that's Giotavi. I'm streaming every day or day in 2021. I won't say how many days I am down because that won't be accurate by the time this comes out, but let's know. I'm sticking with it so far. I usually start around 4 to 5 Eastern and go various amount of times. Playing video games, sometimes action games. Most of the time it's fighting games. If you couldn't tell by the Ryu and Ken and the constant references to CEO and the stuff, I like fighting games. But yeah, you can find me there. And, like I said, on the feogrande channel, you can also find more videos of myself with this gentleman over here. And, we have some fun talking about various things there. And yeah, and by the time this is up, I'm going to have a couple videos, or one, if not 2 videos at least, of me talking about like my favorite X-Men characters and stuff. Probably like the villains and the female characters, and then later like male characters and then like top 20 overall or something. But yeah.
I forgot to say, like you were saying, check out his channel so you can see the reviews and whatnot. Also with the 2 of us of Dragon Ball Z and all that other cool ish. But that being said, thank you all for watching/listening, and tune in next time. Where what are we gonna talk about, Pete?
Whatever we want. Adios.